When Meghan Markle appeared at Fortune's Most Powerful Women Summit, she expected to control the narrative as she always does, polished, poised, and perfectly rehearsed. But body language expert Scott Rouse, a trusted advisor to law enforcement, the military, and Fortune 500 CEOs, saw straight through the performance. His expert analysis didn't rely on sensationalism or theatrics. Instead, it cut directly into the gap between Meghan's words and her state of mind. Rouse, known for his ability to detect hidden emotions and inconsistencies in high-stakes environments, dissected Meghan's onstage appearance with precision. What emerged wasn't the confident, visionary entrepreneur Meghan wanted to project. It was someone struggling to maintain control the moment the conversation drifted from her carefully memorized talking points. At the event, Meghan spoke about building her lifestyle venture, as ever, promoting herself as a powerful businesswoman. She touted the flexibility of her Netflix deal and revisited familiar narratives about her complicated relationship with social media and the pressures of fame. On the surface, it sounded like her usual empowerment script. But Scott Rouse's analysis revealed the discomfort beneath the rhetoric. He zeroed in on the precise moments Meghan's verbal answers and her nonverbal signals went out of sync, particularly when questions probed the authenticity of her financial independence or her real plans for digital engagement. According to Rouse, this wasn't mere stage fright. This was a trained public figure, a former actress, momentarily losing grip on her own performance because the underlying message wasn't as solid as she wanted it to appear. Rouse highlighted that when Meghan was asked about her relationship with social media, she reverted to vague, recycled statements, but her micro-expressions betrayed unease. For someone who has made a career out of controlling her image, this slight fracture spoke volumes. Rouse pointed out that this kind of reaction typically signals internal conflict, a mismatch between what someone wants to project and what they actually feel. This is where Rouse's expertise shines. He's not just reading facial expressions, he's mapping inconsistencies between narrative and belief. And Meghan gave him plenty to work with. She wanted to appear as a decisive entrepreneur, the mastermind behind a rising empire. But when pressed on the sustainability of her ventures, her responses lacked conviction. Rouse noted that this kind of verbal-nonverbal disconnect is common in individuals who are repeating a line they've prepared rather than speaking from genuine confidence. In corporate environments, he uses this same skill to advise CEOs on deception, evasion, or doubt within their teams. Here, it was Meghan who showed the telltale signs. Rouse also honed in on how Meghan handled the topic of Netflix. She described her deal as flexible, implying that she has creative freedom and control. But Rouse pointed out subtle markers of nervousness and defensiveness, suggesting she wasn't entirely secure in that claim. For an audience accustomed to glossy PR statements, these cues might go unnoticed. But to an analyst like Rouse, they signal a shift from control to damage control. And then came the key moment, the topic that truly made Meghan squirm: social media. For years, she has oscillated between portraying herself as a victim of online toxicity and hinting at a triumphant return to digital platforms under her own terms. At Fortune's summit, when asked to clarify her stance, her words were polished, but Rouse noted that her nonverbal behavior shifted sharply. Her demeanor betrayed discomfort, not hostility, but uncertainty. Rouse interpreted this as a sign of unresolved strategy. Meghan has yet to find a stable position on how she will use or avoid social media, and her brand heavily depends on it. Her discomfort wasn't simply personal, it was structural. A lifestyle brand in 2025 cannot thrive without a clear digital strategy. Her unease exposed that she knows this, but doesn't have an answer that aligns with her public image. Scott Rouse's strength lies in identifying these hidden contradictions. Unlike pundits or tabloids, he doesn't rely on speculation, he relies on behavioral science. And his conclusion was unmistakable: Meghan Markle's performance was tightly rehearsed but fragile. The moment real questions emerged, the facade strained. This matters because Meghan has built her post-royal identity almost entirely on narrative control. Her interviews, podcasts, and stage appearances are designed to keep her in charge of the story. But Rouse's analysis demonstrated that when the story itself is thin, control alone can't hold the structure together. Her discomfort, exposed by his keen observation, showed that beneath the slogans about empowerment and independence, there are gaps she hasn't resolved. Rouse's analysis didn't humiliate Meghan, it deconstructed her strategy. He approached her not as a celebrity, but as a subject, the way he would analyze a CEO facing tough questioning in a boardroom. And under that lens, Meghan's brand messaging didn't pass the stress test. This is significant because Meghan's future ventures, Netflix, as ever, any future public appearances, depend on sustained credibility. A polished surface can dazzle for a while, but analysts like Rouse remind us that beneath the surface, truth always leaks through. At Fortune's summit, Meghan Markle thought she was delivering another flawless performance. Scott Rouse saw something different, the woman rehearsing empowerment while grappling with doubts she can't entirely hide. His analysis stripped away the glamour and revealed what's left when the script runs out.